Some machines don't just do a job, they carry a legacy. For generations, CAT equipment has powered jobs, built communities, and supported families. At Altorfer, that story doesn't end when a machine wears down. It gets rebuilt. Let's go talk to Jeff Walters, our rebuild specialist. I'm here with Jeff Walters, our rebuild specialist, to talk about how we take machines with history and give them a second life.
Well, Caterpillar designs their machines to have multiple lives. Instead of having to trade it in, we're able to bring it in and give it a second life. Caterpillar has multiple options for rebuilds. We can either do individual components or we can do a complete machine and give it a different serial number.
When does the customer, or when do you start talking to the customer about a rebuild rather than a replacement?
There's multiple options for that. About 15,000 hours is a good time frame. We utilize oil sampling if it's starting to experience multiple repairs. Those are all signs of a time for a rebuild.
Are there any common misconceptions about rebuilds?
Well, one of them is that it's too expensive. Caterpillar's designed these rebuilds to come in at about 60% of new. A customer doesn't always have to do a complete machine rebuild. We could do powertrain and later do the hydraulic, or we could do bits and pieces of the powertrain. As long as we do everything related to that component, we can then certify that component and put coverage on it, so the customer has peace of mind that everything's covered under warranty.
How long have we been doing rebuilds?
I've been here 30 years. It started out doing just basic powertrain components. I would say give or take 30 plus years. Altorfer takes a lot of pride in our rebuilds. We put only experienced techs on these jobs. Once the machine's completed, the machine goes through a couple days of testing before it goes back to the customer. We know that when the customer gets it back, they're getting a quality product back.
So now we know what a rebuild is. Let's find out what that actually means for our customers. Hey Aaron, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm here with our service manager, Aaron Meyer, to talk about why rebuilds are such an important option. Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do at Altorfer?
Been here 21 years, service manager, and kind of take care of the day-to-day.
What is your role in the rebuild process?
So they start with the PSR. We'll have a meeting, sit down with our supervisors and our PSR and get the ball rolling on doing the rebuild. Then we'll get the quote together, and then we sit down with the quote and go over it and make sure everything looks good, and then the PSR presents it to the customer. After we get the approval for it, our shop takes care of ordering the parts, assigning the tech to it, and then I just kind of watch over, just make sure parts are here when we need them and everything's running smooth and we get through it.
Yeah, so you're kind of in charge of executing the whole process, making sure it's on a good timeline.
Making sure everything's flowing the way it needs to, and so we can get it done in a timely manner.
When do you recommend a rebuild instead of a replacement?
Usually it's around the 15,000 to 20,000 hour mark.
Have you seen any success stories about customers who walk in with a rebuild and then come in for another one?
Yeah, we've had several customers do repeat rebuilds. They like the value of what they're getting on a rebuild versus buying new. It is rewarding. Tearing a machine down and building it back up. It's rewarding when you get done with it.
How many hours are you putting into a rebuild in one day?
8 to 10 hours per tech. I mean, if you got 2 techs, you're doubling that, but usually about 8 to 10 hours.
Now let's head into the shop and see where the legacy gets carried forward. Now we're gonna go talk to one of the techs who make those machines like new every day. Why don't you tell me about rebuilds, like what goes into them? And
we go out and look at the machine first, talk to the customer, see what they want to do it for, if it's a CPT, CMR, CCR, what they want to get out of it.
So right now you're working on a CMCR. Is that the most common type of rebuild, or are you doing a complete?
The last 2 machines I've done have been the CMCRs now, but all the other ones have been complete rebuilds.
Okay.
Plus powertrain hydraulics.
Is there anything that you think is valuable to a rebuild compared to buying a new machine?
The customer's already paid for the machine full price once, and now he's putting in maybe a third or half of the money to bring it back to life again, and he already knows what he has.
With that said, when you work on these machines, are you thinking about what that machine has done in the past, the history behind it?
Sometimes I've gone to the machines at the job site at the quarry and seen them and get to know what they use it for, if it's a main machine or a pit loader, if it's just a backup machine. Like this one's at an aggregate sand pit, so it doesn't get used very hard, but it gets used. It's got 17,000 hours on it.
That's pretty high compared to the most rebuilds that come in, usually around like 1,500 hours.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been here about 14 and a half years, and this is, I believe, number 29. Done a lot of wheel loaders, have done some military stuff.
What kind of things are you taking note of?
What the frame's like, what bolts have been broken off, what they've tried to fix, cracks have came back. Does the customer want to fix fenders that are beat up? Will the machine be painted?
So some rebuilds don't get painted?
Nope. This one will not be painted. This one's not a complete rebuild, it's just a CMCR.
Okay.
We're not touching any of the axles, but we've done tranny, hydraulic pumps, hydraulic hoses, engine, and the cooling system, but we're not touching the valve or any of the steering.
So what about the cab? Did you redo the cab?
No, we're going to put a new window in it and have it detailed.
And how long have you been working on this one?
About 2 months.
2 months is pretty short compared to the other ones?
Yep, usually we're about 3 months we try to do them in.
Is there a reason why this one took less?
Didn't have to pull the axles out. The main control valve didn't have to come out, so you didn't have to do all that. And that does take time.
Do you have a favorite one?
Wheel loaders. I do like my wheel loaders.
Why is that?
I don't know. They're just easy to work on, I suppose.
Okay, and you know it front to back.
Yep,
so.
yep. I've done 5 wheel loaders in a row now, so get to know the system pretty good.
And you told me that you had a rhythm. So where do you start and where do you end your day when it comes to a rebuild?
When it first comes here, we go out and test it. We do our inspection, and then it's usually get the machine up in the air if we're going to do the axles, and then get the tires off so you get more room to work behind the engine on the front end.
Yeah.
Then get the cab off, and then it's usually just shred it down. Get the radiator out, engine out, tranny out.
Do you start with the engine?
No, usually the cab first, and then if like this one has emissions on it, so that's the after treatment we have to take off. Sometimes we pull the engine and tranny together. It's all what we're going to do with it and if the other components are here. Sometimes we have to wait for a component, so I might leave it in and go to the front of the machine.
What about your first rebuild? Do you remember that one?
Yes, it was no, it was one of my military machines.
Oh. Yep. Did it feel good that first time around?
Yeah, that one was a little different, but once I got it done, it was good to be done.
Yeah, but it's still rewarding doing the rebuilds compared to like a standard repair.
Yeah, and then we actually ended up doing 2 more of the same machine for that military government again.
Yeah.
So then the next 2 went fast.
I'm impressed. You know a lot about this. I mean, you've been doing it for so long.
Been around this equipment my whole life, but 20 years, working on it.
Yeah, so you know it front to back.
This machine I did pretty much all by myself, but I've had other rebuilds where I did have an intern with me and just tell them to get in there and get tearing apart.
Is there a reason why you do it by yourself versus with somebody else?
Whatever's going on in the shop.
Okay.
Back to the rhythm, I can just know what I got to do to get the stuff out and don't have to, hey, take that off before you get this out. Or
like talking to somebody through it.
Or if I'm laying underneath it, I don't want to get covered in oil and somebody unhooking a hose above me.
You're a one-man show. You like it?
I do like that, yes.
Okay. At the end of the day, these machines are more than iron. They are part of a legacy. And through rebuilds, that legacy doesn't end, it lives on.